Good morning, students. In this class, I am going to discuss with you about leaf. Phyllotaxy. Arrangement of leaves on the stem is called as phyllotaxy. It is of three types, that is alternate phyllotaxy, opposite phyllotaxy and whorled phyllotaxy. Phyllotaxy, that is arrangement of leaves on the stem, is called as phyllotaxy. Here phyllo refers to leaf, taxy refers to arrangement. It is of three types, that is alternate, opposite and whorled phyllotaxy. Alternate phyllotaxy. It is known as spiral or acyclic phyllotaxy. It is most commonly observed type of phyllotaxy. When the leaves are viewed from the top, they are found to be lie in the fixed number of vertical rows, as seen in case of Hibiscus rosa sinensis. Alternate phyllotaxy. Here, the arrangement of leaves are taking place in spiral or acyclic manner. It is commonly observed type of phyllotaxy in which if we view the leaves from the top, they are found to be lie in the fixed number of vertical rows, as seen in case of Hibiscus rosa sinensis. Opposite phyllotaxy. In this type, two leaves are arises opposite to each other from each node. It is further classified into two types. One is opposite decussate and another one is opposite superposed. Opposite phyllotaxy. Here, the arrangement of leaves on the stem takes place in the opposite manner. From each node, two leaves are arises and they are in opposite direction. It is of two types, that is opposite decussate and another one is opposite superposed. Opposite decussate. When the opposite leaves are placed at right angles, then the arrangement is said to be opposite decussate, as seen in case of Calotropis procera. Opposite decussate, it is the condition where the opposite leaves are placed at right angles to each other, then the arrangement is said to be opposite decussate, which is seen in case of Calotropis procera. Opposite superposed. When the opposite leaves are placed one above the other, lying in the same plane, then such arrangement is called as opposite superposed, as seen in case of Quisqualis indica. Opposite decussate is the condition where the leaves are placed at right angles to each other, as seen in case of Calotropis procera, whereas opposite superposed is the condition where the leaves are placed one above the other, lying in the same plane. Example, Quisqualis indica. Whorled phyllotaxy. Here, three or more leaves are arises in cluster at each node, forming a whorl. Hence, it is also called as whorled phyllotaxy, as seen in case of Nerium oleander. Whorled phyllotaxy is the condition where three or more leaves are arises in cluster at each node and it forms an whorl. Example, Nerium oleander. The next part of the leaf is stipule. Stipule are the lateral appendages which are found at the base of the leaf. If the stipule is present, then that condition is called as stipulate. If it is absent, then that condition is called as exstipulate. Stipules are the lateral appendages which are found at the base of the leaf. There are two conditions. If the stipule is present, then that condition is called as stipulate. If it is absent, then that condition is called as exstipulate. There are different types of stipules are present, which are as follows. The first one is free lateral stipule, interpetiolar stipule, intrapetiolar stipule, adnate stipule, tendrila stipule, spiny stipule, ochraceous stipule and foliaceous stipule. Free lateral stipule. If the stipules are occurring as two small greenish filiform outgrowth, They hang freely on either side of the leaf base. Then such kind of stipules are called as free lateral stipule, as seen in case of Hibiscus rosa sinensis. Free lateral stipule is the condition in which stipules are occurring as a small greenish filiform outgrowth and they are hang freely on either side of the leaf base. Example, Hibiscus rosa sinensis. Interpetiolar stipules. At maturity, four stipules are finally transformed into two interpetiolar stipules lying in between the petioles of opposite leaves, as seen in case of Ixora. At maturity, the four stipules are finally transformed into two interpetiolar stipules lying in between the petioles of opposite leaves, as seen in case of the Ixora. Intrapetiolar stipules. In this kind, two stipules at the base of the leaf fuses to form single structure, as seen in case of gardenia. Intrapetiolar stipule. In this kind, two stipules at the base of the leaf fuses to form a single structure, as seen in case of gardenia. Adnate stipule. The two stipules produced at the leaf base fuses to the two sides of the petiole. As the stipule fuses with the petiole, the term adnate is used, as seen in case of Rosa alba. Adnate stipule. The two stipules produced at the leaf base fuse to the two sides of the petiole. As the stipule fuses with the petiole, the term is said as adnate and these stipules are called as adnate stipule, as seen in case of rose. Foliaceous stipules. Stipules are modified into leaf-like structure are called as foliaceous stipule, as seen in case of Pisum sativum. Foliaceous stipule is the condition in which stipules are modified into leaf-like structure. Hence it is called as foliaceous stipule. Example, Pisum sativum. Tendrillars stipule. It is the condition in which stipules are modified into thin, long, spirally coiled tendrils which helps in climbing. Example, Similax. Tendrillar stipule. Here the stipules are get modified into thin, long, spirally coiled tendrils which helps in climbing. Example, Similax. The next one is spiny stipule. The stipules in this kind get modified into sharp, pointed or curved spines which gets protection from the grazing animals. Example, Ziziphus. Spiny stipule. The stipules in this kind get modified into sharp, pointed or curved spines. They protect the plants from grazing animals. Example, Ziziphus. Thank you. In the next class, I am going to discuss with you about the types of leaves.